Hello, welcome to today's talk with Eon Haven Stories. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, unable to stop the thoughts looping endlessly in your mind? Or maybe you've hesitated to take a step forward because you're imagining all the worst case scenarios? If so, you're not alone. Many of us face these battles with overthinking every day. But here's the good news. Overthinking isn't permanent. It's a habit, and like all habits, it can be changed. So today, we're going to talk about how to stop overthinking, regain peace of mind, and get things done without unnecessary worry. To listen to life-changing stories every day, please subscribe to Eon Haven channel. Let me outline what we'll cover today. We'll first understand what overthinking looks like and why it happens. Then, we'll dive into practical strategies to overcome it, including mindfulness and living in the present moment. Finally, we'll end with a positive takeaway and actionable steps to help you start today. What is overthinking? Overthinking often shows up as those sleepless nights when your brain replays situations over and over again. You might imagine scenarios like, what if I mess up at work tomorrow? Or, what will others think of my decisions? I once met a woman in her mid-40s who spent hours worrying about a presentation she had to give. By the time she stepped on stage, she was so drained from overthinking that she forgot key points. The problem wasn't her skills. It was the mental energy she wasted worrying instead of preparing calmly. Why overthinking doesn't help? Here's the truth. Overthinking rarely, if ever, solves problems. Planning and analyzing are good, but overdoing them? That's counterproductive. It's like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. How to overcome overthinking. Now let's get to the solutions. First and foremost, realize that overthinking is a habit, not a permanent state of being. Here are 3 steps you can take. Number 1, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present. Instead of spiraling into what could happen, focus on what is happening. Here's a simple exercise. Right now, ask yourself, how am I sitting? What am I doing? Recognize your posture or the sensation of your hands resting on your lap. This grounds you in the present moment. There's a beautiful story about a man who started journaling as a mindfulness practice. Every morning, he'd write one thing he noticed, a bird chirping, the feeling of sunshine on his face. Over time, he found that his worries about the future began to shrink because he was training his mind to stay in the present. Number 2, live in the present moment. We've all heard this advice. But let's break it down. If your mind is stuck in the past, you'll feel sadness or regret. If it's always leaping into the future, you'll feel anxiety. Peace exists only in the present. I once read about a woman who was constantly stressed about her retirement savings. Her therapist suggested she take a daily walk and focus only on the sound of her feet hitting the ground. By focusing on this small moment, she found clarity and peace and started making better financial decisions without the overthinking. Number 3, reframe the what-if question. The infamous what-if question. How often have you asked yourself things like, what if I fail? Or what if I made a mistake? Here's the trick. Turn those negative what-ifs into positive ones. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if I succeed? This simple shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. A friend of mine wanted to start a small business, but kept holding back, wondering, what if it doesn't work? Finally, she flipped the question, what if it works better than I imagine? Today, she's running a successful bakery that brings her joy, and all it took was a shift in her mindset. Why risk is necessary? Overthinking often comes from a fear of failure. But let me tell you this, without taking risks, you cannot succeed. Think of every successful person you admire. They didn't reach their goals by playing it safe or overanalyzing every move. I remember reading about a man who spent years worrying about starting his dream project, a community garden. One day, he decided to stop worrying and simply plant the first seed. That small action set everything in motion. Overthinking delays action, but action is what breaks the cycle. Let's recap the main points. Number 1, overthinking is a habit you can break. Number 2, mindfulness brings your focus to the present moment. Number 3, reframing what-if questions can turn fear into opportunity. Number 4, taking risks is essential for growth. Perfect plans aren't necessary, but action is. Number 5, kindness to yourself is key. No one gets it right 100% of the time, and that's okay. So what do you think? Are you overthinking, and do you want to stop it? Overthinking doesn't have to rule your life. Start small. Practice mindfulness for a few minutes a day, or take one step toward a goal you've been overanalyzing. Remember, progress comes from doing, not just thinking. You have the power to quiet your mind and create the peaceful, productive life you deserve. So stop overthinking and start living. Thank you for listening, and I hope this message brings some light to your day. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone you think might need it too. Let's help each other live more mindful, peaceful lives. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Eon Haven for more content on relationships and personal growth.